Hey friends, welcome back to Daily Flow English. I am Daniel, and today I am going to teach you 50 useful English phrases. These are short and common phrases that we use every day in real life. They are perfect for all learners, from beginner to advanced, because they are easy to understand, easy to remember, and they will help you sound more natural when you speak English. I will explain each phrase using simple, clear language. Then I will give you 2 examples so you can hear how the phrase is used in real situations. You can also repeat after me if you want to practice shadowing and improve your pronunciation. In this lesson, we will explore 50 phrases divided into 5 helpful topics: morning routine, commuting, work and study, daily life, and evening relaxation. These phrases describe daily activities that real English speakers talk about all the time. All right, are you ready to sound more natural in English? Let's begin. Okay, let's start with the first one. To sleep in. To sleep in. This means to wake up later than usual. For example, if you normally wake up at 7, but today you wake up at 10, that means you slept in. Here are 2 examples. I love sleeping in on Sundays. I love sleeping in on Sundays. We slept in and missed breakfast. We slept in and missed breakfast. Good job. Let's move on to the next one. Drag yourself out of bed. Drag yourself out of bed. This means you get out of bed even when you are really tired and do not want to move. It feels difficult, like your body wants to stay in bed. Here are 2 examples. I had to drag myself out of bed at 6. I had to drag myself out of bed at 6. She dragged herself out of bed after a late night. She dragged herself out of bed after a late night. Nice work! Here is another phrase. To be up and about. To be up and about. This means you are awake and moving around. You are not lying in bed anymore. You are active and starting your day. Here are 2 examples. By 7, I am usually up and about. By 7, I am usually up and about. He was up and about early today. He was up and about early today. All right, here is the next phrase. To throw something on. To throw something on. This means you put on clothes very quickly without thinking too much. Maybe you are in a rush, so you choose something fast. Here are 2 examples. I threw on some jeans and left. I threw on some jeans and left. She threw on a hoodie and went out. She threw on a hoodie and went out. Here comes number 5. To splash water on your face. To splash water on your face. This means you wash your face with cold water to help you wake up. It is a common way to feel fresh in the morning. Here are two examples. I splashed water on my face and felt better. I splashed water on my face and felt better. He went to the bathroom to splash water on his face. He went to the bathroom to splash water on his face. Great. Let's move to the next phrase. To grab a bite. To grab a bite. This means to eat something quickly, maybe a small snack or a fast meal. You do not have much time, so you eat something simple. Here are two examples. I grabbed a quick bite before class. I grabbed a quick bite before class. Let's grab a bite on the way. Let's grab a bite on the way. Great! Here comes number 7. To skip breakfast. To skip breakfast. This means you do not eat anything in the morning. Some people skip breakfast because they are busy or not hungry. Here are two examples. I skipped breakfast and felt awful later. I skipped breakfast and felt awful later. She usually skips breakfast during the week. She usually skips breakfast during the week. Now, here is the next one. To chug your coffee. To chug your coffee. This means to drink your coffee very fast, usually because you are in a hurry. It is like drinking it all in one go. Here are two examples. I chugged my coffee and ran out the door. I chugged my coffee and ran out the door. He chugs 2 coffees every morning. He chugs 2 coffees every morning. Nice job. Now, here is the next expression. To whip up something to eat. To whip up something to eat. This means to make some quick and simple food. It is fast and easy, not a big meal. Here are 2 examples. I whipped up some eggs. I whipped up some eggs. She whipped up a quick breakfast. She whipped up a quick breakfast. And here is number 10. To fuel up for the day. To fuel up for the day. This means to eat something that gives you energy to start your morning. You fuel up just like a car needs fuel. Here are 2 examples. I need to fuel up before a long day. I need to fuel up before a long day. He fueled up with a big bowl of oats. He fueled up with a big bowl of oats. All right, let's move on to the next topic. Now we are talking about commuting and going out. Here is the first phrase in this section. To head out the door. To head out the door. This means to leave your house, your office, or any place. It is a casual way to say that you are leaving now. Here are two examples. I grabbed my keys and headed out the door. I grabbed my keys and headed out the door. She headed out the door at 7 sharp. She headed out the door at 7 sharp. Keep it up. Here's the next one. To hop on the bus. To hop on the bus. This means to get on the bus quickly or casually. It sounds fast and light. Here are two examples. I hopped on the bus just in time. I hopped on the bus just in time. We hopped on the next one. We hopped on the next one. Here comes number 3. To beat the traffic. To beat the traffic. This means to leave early before the roads get busy so you can avoid getting stuck in traffic. Here are two examples. I left at 6 to beat the traffic. I left at 6 to beat the traffic. She always tries to beat the traffic. She always tries to beat the traffic. Here is another phrase. To run late. To run late. This means you are behind schedule. Things are taking longer than they should. Here are two examples. I am running late. I will be there soon. I am running late. I will be there soon. He is always running late. He is always running late. Well done. Let's move forward. To make good time. To make good time. This means you travel faster than expected or everything is going smoothly. Here are two examples. We made good time this morning. We made good time this morning. I made good time and got to work early. I made good time and got to work early. Here comes number 6. To get stuck in traffic. To get stuck in traffic. This means your car cannot move because there are too many vehicles on the road. Here are two examples. I got stuck in traffic for an hour. I got stuck in traffic for an hour. She got stuck in traffic on her way home. She got stuck in traffic on her way home. Here is the next one. To catch the bus. To catch the bus. This means you manage to get on the bus before it leaves. Here are two examples. I caught the bus right before the doors closed. I caught the bus right before the doors closed. She ran fast and caught the bus in time. She ran fast and caught the bus in time. Now here comes number 8. To miss the bus. To miss the bus? This means the bus leaves before you reach it. Here are 2 examples. I missed the bus because I woke up late. I missed the bus because I woke up late. He missed the bus and had to wait for the next one. He missed the bus and had to wait for the next one. You're doing really well. Let's move on. To drop someone off. This means to drive someone to a place and let them get out of the car. Here are 2 examples. I dropped my sister off at school. I dropped my sister off at school. She dropped her friend off at the station. She dropped her friend off at the station. And here is number 10. To pick someone up. To pick someone up. This means to collect someone in your car and take them to another place. Here are 2 examples. I picked my dad up from the airport. I picked my dad up from the airport. He picked me up after work. He picked me up after work. All right, let's move on to the next topic. Now we are talking about work and study. Here is the first phrase in this section. To get cracking on something. To get cracking on something? This means to start doing something and to do it quickly. It is casual and energetic. Here are 2 examples. I need to get cracking on this project. I need to get cracking on this project. Let's get cracking. We are behind schedule. Let's get cracking. We are behind schedule. Good job. Here is the next one. To plow through work. To plow through work. This means you keep working even if it is boring, hard, or takes a long time. You push through until it is done. Here are 2 examples. I plowed through all my emails. I plowed through all my emails. She plowed through the paperwork in one go. She plowed through the paperwork in one go. Perfect. Let's continue. To knock out a task. To knock out a task. This means to finish something quickly and easily. You get it done fast. Here are 2 examples. I knocked out the report before lunch. Let's knock out this assignment and take a break. Let's knock out this assignment and take a break. Here is another phrase. To be snowed under. To be snowed under. This means you have too much work to do. You are overloaded, like you are buried under snow. Here are two examples. I am totally snowed under this week. I am totally snowed under this week. She is snowed under with deadlines. She is snowed under with deadlines. All right, here is the next phrase. To wrap things up. To wrap things up? This means to finish your work or end something, like a meeting or a task. Here are two examples. Let's wrap things up before dinner. Let's wrap things up before dinner. He wrapped things up and went home early. He wrapped things up and went home early. Here comes number 6. To meet a deadline. To meet a deadline. This means to finish your work on time, before the deadline ends. Here are two examples. I met the deadline for my assignment. I met the deadline for my assignment. She always meets deadlines at work. She always meets deadlines at work. Here is the next one. To miss a deadline? This means you do not finish your work on time. Here are two examples. I missed the deadline because the project took longer than expected. I missed the deadline because the project took longer than expected. He missed the deadline and had to explain why. He missed the deadline and had to explain why. Now, here comes number 8. To get something done? To get something done. This means to complete a task or finish an activity. Here are two examples. I got everything done this morning. I got everything done this morning. She got the report done before the meeting. She got the report done before the meeting. Excellent. Let's look at the next phrase. To catch up on work. To catch up on work. This means to do work you have missed or work you did not finish earlier. Here are two examples. I spent the afternoon catching up on work. I spent the afternoon catching up on work. She caught up on work over the weekend. She caught up on work over the weekend. And here is number 10. To take a break. To take a break. This means to rest for a short time before continuing your work. Here are two examples. Let's take a break and get some fresh air. Let's take a break and get some fresh air. I took a break and felt much better. I took a break and felt much better. All right, let's move on to the next topic. This section is about daily life and shopping. Here is the first phrase. To pop into a shop. To pop into a shop. This means to go into a store quickly, just for a short moment. You only need something small or you are in a hurry. Here are two examples. I popped into the shop to buy some bread. I popped into the shop to buy some bread. She popped into the pharmacy on her way home. She popped into the pharmacy on her way home. Here is the next one. To pick up groceries. To pick up groceries? This means to buy food or supplies from a store. Here are two examples. I picked up groceries after work. I picked up groceries after work. She went out to pick up some fruit and milk. She went out to pick up some fruit and milk. To run errands. To run errands. This means to go out and do small tasks, like going to the bank, the post office, or the store. Here are two examples. I spent the morning running errands. I spent the morning running errands. She ran errands before meeting her friends. She ran errands before meeting her friends. Here is another phrase. To check your schedule. To check your schedule. This means to look at your calendar or planner to see what you have to do. Here are two examples. Let me check my schedule and get back to you. Let me check my schedule and get back to you. He checked his schedule and said, yes. He checked his schedule and said yes. All right, here is the next phrase. To send a quick message. To send a quick message. This means to text or write someone briefly. Here are two examples. I sent a quick message to confirm the meeting. I sent a quick message to confirm the meeting. He always sends a quick message before arriving. He always sends a quick message before arriving. To drop by. To drop by. This means to visit someone or a place for a short time without planning much. Here are two examples. I dropped by to say hello. I dropped by to say hello. She dropped by the office to pick up some papers. She dropped by the office to pick up some papers. You're learning fast. Here's the next phrase. To look around. To look around. This means to explore or check things in a place, like a store. Here are two examples. I looked around the shop, but did not buy anything. I looked around the shop, but did not buy anything. She looked around before choosing a dress. She looked around before choosing a dress. Here comes number 8. To try something on? To try something on? This means to put on clothes to see if they fit or look good. Here are 2 examples. I tried on a jacket, but it was too big. I tried on a jacket, but it was too big. She tried on 3 dresses before buying one. She tried on 3 dresses before buying one. Well done. Let's move forward. To ring something up. To ring something up. This means the cashier scans your items and tells you the price. Here are 2 examples. The cashier rang up my items quickly. The cashier rang up my items quickly. She rang up the total and handed me the receipt. She rang up the total and handed me the receipt. And here is number 10. To put something back. This means to return an item to its original place in the store if you decide not to buy it. Here are 2 examples. I put the shoes back on the shelf. I put the shoes back on the shelf. She put the dress back after checking the price. She put the dress back after checking the price. Great job so far. Let's keep the flow going and move into the evening. This section is all about relaxing after a long day. Here is the first phrase. To kick back and relax. To kick back and relax. This means to take it easy, to stop working, and to rest. Here are 2 examples. After work, I just kick back and relax. After work, I just kick back and relax. He loves to kick back with a good book. He loves to kick back with a good book. Here is the next one. To catch up on a show. To catch up on a show? This means to watch episodes of a TV show you missed, sometimes more than one at a time. Here are 2 examples. I caught up on that new series last night. I caught up on that new series last night. Let's catch up on the last episode. Let's catch up on the last episode. Here comes number 3. To crash out. To crash out? This means to fall asleep very quickly because you are extremely tired. Here are 2 examples. I crashed out at 10. I was exhausted. I crashed out at 10. I was exhausted. She crashed on the sofa after work. She crashed on the sofa after work. Here is another phrase. To doze off. To doze off. This means to slowly fall asleep, often without meaning to. Here are two examples. I dozed off during the movie. I dozed off during the movie. He dozed off while reading. He dozed off while reading. All right, here is the next one. To call it a night. To call it a night. This means to decide to stop what you are doing and go to bed. Here are two examples. I am really tired. I am calling it a night. I am really tired. I am calling it a night. Let's call it a night and go home. Let's call it a night and go home. Fantastic. Let's keep the flow going. To freshen up. To freshen up. This means to wash your face or clean up a little to feel better. Here are two examples. I went to freshen up before dinner. I went to freshen up before dinner. She freshened up after her workout. She freshened up after her workout. Here is the next one. To catch some fresh air. To catch some fresh air. This means to go outside and breathe a little, especially if you have been indoors for too long. Here are two examples. I needed to catch some fresh air after that meeting. I needed to catch some fresh air after that meeting. Let's go for a walk and get some air. Let's go for a walk and get some air. Awesome. Here comes the next phrase. To scroll through your phone. This means to look at your apps, messages, or social media. Here are two examples. She scrolled through her phone before bed. She scrolled through her phone before bed. I was just scrolling through Instagram. I was just scrolling through Instagram. Here is number 9. To wind down. This means to relax slowly after a busy or stressful day. Here are two examples. I like to wind down with music. I like to wind down with music. She winds down by reading. She winds down by reading. And here is number 10. To drift off to sleep. To drift off to sleep. This means to slowly fall asleep in a calm and peaceful way. Here are two examples. I drifted off listening to music. I drifted off listening to music. He drifted off during the film. He drifted off during the film. Great job today, my friend. You have just learned 50 useful English phrases that people use every single day. These expressions will help you speak more naturally and understand real conversations more easily. If you want more practice, you can listen to this lesson again, repeat the phrases, and try using them in your own daily life. The more you use them, the more natural they will feel. Thank you for learning with me today. If you enjoyed this lesson, make sure to follow the channel, like the video, and share your thoughts in the comments. Tell me which phrase was your favorite and which topic helped you the most. Keep learning, keep practicing, and keep believing in yourself. This is Daily Flow English, and I am Daniel. See you in the next lesson.